Alrighty, good evening everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana Weather. Quick forecast update for you this evening, sponsored by High Voltage Mobile DJ Service. Give them a call at 630-9465. Be sure to visit them on the web at djhighvoltage.com. Fantastic service, fantastic provider, folks. Give them a call and tell them Southern Indiana Weather sent you. All right, first order of business tonight. Winter weather advisory has been issued for at least portions of the area tonight, and this is due to some freezing rain concerns. I do think it's going to be a fairly light freezing rain event overall, but it could create a few slick spots out there in the areas here shaded in purple, and really potentially all over the area tonight is something that we'll have to watch out for. This is sort of zeroing in on the areas of greatest concern, so keep that in mind as you head for your morning commute. Just take some extra time and you'll be able to do that just fine. The big story here is the winter storm watch that is in effect for a large chunk of the area, effective on Wednesday. A pretty sizable winter storm system is going to move into the area. There's still a good deal of questions about this, but we do have some answers at this point that we'll talk about a little bit. You can find all of these updates by going onto our Facebook page, facebook.com/Southern Indiana Weather, and of course regular updates are posted there on our website as well at southernindianaweather.com. All right, so let's talk about what we can expect here. First off, again, the winter weather advisory for tonight is for some light freezing rain that may move into the area. Really, here's about 4 a.m. And you see everything here in purple would be some freezing rain, maybe some sleet, but most likely freezing rain with this. So it's going to be a pretty nasty night overall. You can see it's not a huge event. The color shadings on this are fairly light, so it's not as if we're going to face a quarter an inch of ice or anything like that tonight, but a light glaze on some places would be possible, so use some extra caution in the morning. It could potentially be a hazardous commute, so just be aware of that as we go through the morning hours and into the afternoon. We'll all rise above freezing. In fact, tomorrow's going to be a very nice day overall, so we'll be able to deal with that pretty easily. Looking at NAM future radar, let's talk about this winter storm that's going to roll in on Tuesday, just to give you an idea quickly of what we can expect. Some heavy rain potentially tomorrow. Here is the high-res NAM's thinking, and you can see the showers that move through overnight. This would, by the way, be freezing rain. The NAM doesn't ever seem to really want to do this, but you can see these. Here's your 32-degree freezing line down here. So anything above this falling as rain, that's going to be the potential for some freezing rain. So, the color fill isn't right on this for some reason. It always struggles on that high-res NAM for some reason with the color fill. But keep that in mind. Eventually, we all go above the freezing mark by Tuesday afternoon. In fact, probably going to go into the low 50s around the area. That's going to be a very nice change of pace. And as I put this into motion, you can see that the train of rain just really continues on here. In fact, by the time you get into late Tuesday night, into the overnight hours into Wednesday, some very heavy rain. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we ended up seeing some rumbles, hearing some rumbles of thunder, some flashes of lightning out of this. I don't see anything severe with this by any means, but some garden variety thunderstorms certainly not out of the question. Very heavy rain potentially with this, and then what we're going to have to watch out is as we transition into Wednesday for some colder air surging in. The question is going to be how fast does this colder air start to surge in. Here we are at 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and you're getting the freezing line getting close, cutting right through southern Indiana and narrowing in here on the Ohio River. And you start to see some sleet mixing in out to our west as you continue to put this into motion. There we go. By the time 1 p.m. hits, the high-res NAM starts to change us over to snow and sleet and freezing rain sort of all mixed in there, and then very quickly pushes that cold air surge south of us and keeps us at a large chunk of snow here, and the snow doesn't exit until the late overnight hours on Wednesday night into Thursday, according to this. Now, if this would be right, some mega snow totals could be possible. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I'm a bit skeptical of these mega snow totals. Here's the thing. Anytime, for number one, we see these mega snow totals come up in the modeling with, lots of winter storms all winter long, and they rarely verify. So that's the first thing to be skeptical. But number two, whenever you have a situation like this where you have plenty of moisture just sort of streaming in here with this colder air, you tend towards a potentially heavy sleet situation before you go to the all snow setup, and that's a real possibility. The models, I think, might be underplaying that a little bit, and some of these snow totals that you see here I think could easily be cut down given the fact that we'll probably have a significant amount of sleet mixing in. We'll see. The models aren't really latching onto this idea as well as I would like to see them latch onto it, but I think you know, a good ½ inch to an inch of even some sleet could be possible with this. This is a heavy precipitation kind of event, you know, and then of course some heavy snow potentially on top of that, but the more sleet we have, the less snow we're going to have. So it's catch-22 out of that. Very complicated setup, but again, the potential for a major winter storm is certainly there. Look at some of the other models. The UK Met in a very similar agreement. GFS, again, the placement on this, you notice, is a little bit different with each one of these models, but heavy snow over us nonetheless. As you take a look at the regular NAM, has this for its placement, and again, a different placement than some of the other models, but heavy snow totals for us as well. So, you know, the bottom line is here, you know, it seems to me like a 4 to 6 inch plus swath of snow is going to be reasonable, with some areas getting 8+ around the area. Got to dial in specifics on where those would be at. Right now it's just a little too hard to pinpoint out those specific locations yet. It's something that we'll work on hopefully and be able to fine-tune that a little bit more tomorrow, but some potentially big snowfalls are in the play. So if you have plans on Wednesday, expect some very difficult travel conditions, probably lasting even into Thursday morning, the way this looks to me right now. Now, temperatures behind this, again, prepare for some very bitterly cold weather to come. We'll go down into the low teens to upper single digits on Wednesday night as the system exits, and then by the time Thursday night strikes and early into Friday morning, the Arctic air will really grip us again. In fact, a couple of the models here taking us below zero, negative double digits here along the Ohio River, where that heavier snowpack is in the modeling, to area-wide negative double digits with this particular model. I'm having a little harder time believing that, but certainly negative below zero weather is certainly on the table as an option. I went pretty conservative in my 10-day outlook and actually just went with a -1. Get a heavier snowpack, I think it can certainly go down a little bit more than that, but bottom line, it's going to be cold either way. So here is your 10-day forecast. You can always get this at southernindianaweather.com or on the mobile app as well. Again, some light freezing rain potentially overnight. Winter weather advisory for some of us down to about 29 or so for your low. Tomorrow, nice warm 52 degrees during the afternoon hours. So once we have those early travel problems potentially, we're going to go to a very nice day. Some rain, heavy at times, and again, that on Tuesday night. The question is, how quickly is this going to turn into a wintry mess? Does it happen on Tuesday night? Does it happen on Wednesday morning or early afternoon? Those timing issues are still going to have to be worked out. Either way, what we see on Tuesday for an overnight low is about what we're going to have for a high on Wednesday. You can expect falling temperatures. Do think we'll see some light freezing rain potentially mixing in, but sleet looks like a bigger concern to me, and especially snow as well. Winter storm watch in effect for Wednesday. Significant snow accumulations are certainly possible with this. Hopefully we'll be able to fine-tune those details a little bit tomorrow. That'll come to an end on Wednesday night, but then the bitter weather starts to take shape. 23 only for your high on Thursday, -1 your low, but the warming trend begins from there. Go to the low 40s over the weekend, and then finally into the 50s by the time you head past the 10-day outlook. So wild ride of weather coming up for us, folks. We've got everything from seasonable mild weather to absolute nastiness, and then seasonable mild weather to end the period. So maybe we'll be lucky, and maybe this will be sort of winter's last hurrah. We'll see, but keep it tuned right here to southernindianaweather.com either way, and we will get through this. I'm meteorologist Michael Willite for your evening weather update. Have a great night, folks, and I'll see you tomorrow.